I try to do this about every 1 million total character BP or so, and as it just so happens, I reached 11 million character BP with the addition of the new steampunk characters and the addition of the new climax battle All Might. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my profile, my memories, my characters, my trusts, where I have all my characters at and everything like that, and just kind of go over like a year's review essentially of My Hero Ultra Impact and how it has been going. I am going to start by going over my memories. I have them in order of how I obtained them from when I started playing the game up until today. So what you're looking at right here are some of my first memories, and you know, not the greatest memories looking back on these ones. Some of them are okay, but some of them definitely not. Like this memory right here, I max duped it because I thought the art was cool. I genuinely just like, okay, this art looks cool. It's going to be a good memory. It's going to be useful to me. That was my thought process back when I started the game. And honestly, it's not the greatest memory. I have found some uses for it here and there, actually more recently than at the beginning of the game, like in certain VE towers where you need plus ultra gauge, but it increases your plus ultra gauge by 70% once when battle starts. It has had its uses for me, but honestly, I kind of for a very long time regretted max duping that memory, but it's not the worst thing. Also, this memory right here as an SR memory for a long time was goated to me. I really liked this memory. When I lacked good UR speed memories for PvP, this was a decent one. Patrolling the town, it increases character speed by 40% when equipped by a female character. As you know, people run plenty of female characters in PvP with Uraraka, Yayurozu, Najire, any of those characters, right? Also, once per battle gives character ability to evade 2 times when HP is below 50%. So like even to this day, that's still a decent SR memory in my opinion. So getting that early on was really nice for me as well. And you'll notice that most SR memories that I do have, not all, but most, are max duped out. And I have locked all my memories that I want to keep over time. I highly recommend, if you don't want to accidentally delete an SR memory, make sure you go through and lock your SR memories. UR ones come already pre-locked, but SR ones do not. So just keep that in mind. The third UR memory I got was here. If we go down a little bit further, we got some more UR memories kind of mixed in. Not friendly reinforcements. Adventure Awaits. I don't know why I was about to call that friendly reinforcements, but Adventure Awaits is like still to this day one of the most goated memories in the game. It does everything, right? Like plus ultra gauge, crit rate, all that stuff if you max DX it. This memory is really good for speed. 50% speed for female characters, really good. Actually, I think it's just if you have a female character on the team to be more specific. Increases character speed by 50%, also increases skill impact by 30% if there's any female characters on the team. So you can put it on any character, and that is a 50% speed boost. So that's a really good memory. And so you can see why I max duped some of these UR memories. You'll notice as we go through this, I definitely don't have every UR memory max duped, but the ones I do have max duped typically have some sort of purpose to me, or they're pretty good. And then once in a while, you'll see a UR memory like this right here with Fat which is not the greatest memory. It gives like a barrier for mind type characters. I think 1 barrier is what it is, and I have 4 copies into it literally just because I pulled this Dookie memory so many times while pulling for other things. So it increases character's power by 45% when equipped by a mind type character, and gives character 1 singular barrier that nullifies 1 hit when the battle starts. Like it's not great. Okay, so there's definitely some outdated UR memories I would like to see eventually updated in the game. If they ever do that, I don't know. Maybe they'll add like a 6th DX slot or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. I feel like with previous year's anniversaries, we had some nice updates with like DXs and with different game modes and things like that. So they don't always drop everything on the anniversary. There is a good chance we still potentially have like a part 2 to the anniversary, maybe, because this anniversary goes for a while, or after the anniversary, maybe they'll drop some new content or a new way to level up characters or memories or something like that. Hopefully it's not just the same old. Mycopium, I don't know, we'll see, but maybe some of this stuff changes as the game progresses. We'll have to see. This Gentle Criminal memory was actually a pretty good SR memory too. I liked this one. Increases character speed by 45%. If you're lacking UR speed memories, that was a decent one for PvP. Now, speed is not everything in PvP nowadays, but certainly I would say it plays a factor still. And then looking at the rest of these, not all of them are super crazy. This one's DX just because I ended up getting a DX. I wouldn't say that one's like crazy or worth DXing. I'll try to point out the ones that I think I intentionally DX'd, you know, to you guys as I went through. Some of these I just accidentally DX'd. That one is worth DXing. I did DX that one on purpose. It's pretty good. Specifically, I think I used it for VE Tower with everything that it does. And I'm not going to click into every memory because we'd be here forever. It takes forever. This one, I don't remember actually. Did I max dupe this one on purpose? Increases character's critical skill impact, increases critical hit rate. Oh yes, I did. I did max dupe that one at one point. I think it was for Dobby potentially to give him extra skill impact. That was a while ago though. I don't think that's really necessary nowadays. I did max dupe this one for the 2-turn cooldown. That's still pretty good. Definitely worth DXing. This one's a good free-to-play UR speed, lowers their speed, gives you speed memory. Decent still to this day in Arena. I wouldn't say by any means broken or anything, but maybe worth it if you're a newer player. Going down a little bit further, I must have passed a friendly reinforcement somewhere, like, because I have, or maybe I got, no, okay, apparently this one I got first and then I just DX'd the second one. I don't know how that ended up working out, but yeah, I do have a fully DX'd one and then I have a partially DX'd one and I'm happy with 2 copies. I don't need more than 2 copies of that. So this memory, free to play, pretty decent for crit rate. Just going down, this one's good for power and crit rate. A lot of the crit rate ones I ended up max DXing. This one I think is the most goated like PvE memory there is. Miraculous coordination, very, very good. Technical hits, crit rate, plus ultra gauge raise, all of that stuff. Very good memory. Insanely good memory. Like if you get that memory, you've done good. Looking at some of the newer ones, we're starting to get down in the newer ones at least. Well, not the newer ones. I guess this is like last year still. And we're looking at a couple of URs, SRs, the Gentle Criminal memory, decent still to this day. This memory was good. This memory was okay. I'm looking at all of these. There's a lot of memories that really just don't ever get used, to be fair. Another Adventure Awaits I got. This memory is really good. DX that one on purpose. Started working on another Miraculous Coordination at some point. Pinky used to be goated for defense characters. Then we had Pierce, and Pierce just kind of shut down defensive characters. And this memory was really good. Max DX 2 of them as an SR memory. It was pretty decent. I'll show you guys what this one does because as an SR memory, it was decent. Increases character's power by 25% for 3 turns when equipped by a UA High student. Increases their critical hit rate by 25% for 3 turns if there's any UA High teachers on the team. Also, it shortens character's action skill cooldown time by 1 every 2 turns up to 2 times. That was really good. And on an SR memory too, no less. Like that was insanely good in my opinion. And as we get back down here, okay, so that's where we just were. You have Fantasy Meadow, all that stuff. So this is still from the Fantasy era, I think, from when I got these. Yeah, that should have still been Fantasy. So we're not even into year 2 yet because we're almost up to year 2 here looking at it. So this should be around the time of year 2. I think that's summer year 2. Splash. Really good memory. I didn't get that the first time around, so I got it the second time around. So I actually got that memory later than other people, but I did get Dulce Summertime at the same time as Splash. So getting both those memories was like really good. Those are both really good memories. For whatever reason, their summer event characters and memories are the only thing outside of Impact Fest characters and memories that have been really good. Like the New Year's characters have been okay, but not that great. So like those memories are really good. Those characters are really good. And then I got a couple more copies of memories you've already seen down here for URs and stuff like that. As we go down a little bit further, now we're getting into the New Year memories right there, I believe. Yep, that's what those are. And now these are all the year 2, or is it year 3? 3-year anniversary? Year 3? If I've been saying year 2, year 3, whatever. Yeah, I don't know the exact dates. You guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so these are the most recent memories. The Star and Stripe memory, the current bonus memories, right? Steampunk memories. We got 5 bonus memories going on right now that you could be running to get bonuses and stuff like that. 6. So, wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. I can't count today. It's been a day. But yeah, there's my account. Those are the UR memories, and you can see 3 copies into that, 1 copy into that. I do have some extra limit breaker tickets that I haven't used yet. I don't know what memory I want to use them on. I don't know if I want to necessarily use it on this, but I got 3 of those. I'll probably use them at some point, probably work on some memory. Don't know which one I want to work on yet, but that is my memories in a nutshell. Now I'm going to walk you guys through my UR characters and SR characters, rare characters too, I guess technically, and show you guys kind of what I started with, where I'm at and whatnot. I am missing one UR character right now, and that is the Blue Ochako. So you can see that my first three UR characters, actually I got them all in one multi, were Shigaraki, Green Todoroki, and Green Uraraka, and I took it because it was a triple UR multi, right, when you're doing your rerolls at the start of the game, and I was like, I'm gonna take that. Even though these are not the most goated characters, right, from that you could have initially gotten back when the game started. I think it was like Red Kirishima and Yellow Aizawa that you initially wanted. Green Todoroki was still like definitely up there. I would say he was about on par with those other two, so getting him was good, and then just getting these two additional units, it was like, okay, I'll take that. And then I got Toga, Kaminari, so a lot of my starter units were kind of booty cheeks. Like Green Todoroki was my saving grace back then. And then as we go down a little bit, you can see the other rares and SRs that I got. And then I got Nejire. Nejire became my like #1 unit for a while at the start of the game. Very, very good. She has since fallen off ridiculously, but this Nejire used to be very, very good. Like the best healer in the game. She was the healer in the game. And then Yellow Deku, not the greatest. Red Deku, not the greatest. All for One, not the greatest. Shinso was actually really good for VE Tower at the time, so pulling him was really, really good. Really useful character. And as we go down a little bit more, Red and Niver, not the greatest. Some of the SR characters I pulled here and there were good. Blue Bakugo, goated, carried me through a lot of content. Really good DPS as a general pool unit at the start of the game. Helped me out a lot. Green Toga didn't really do much for me. World Heroes Missions Deku and Todoroki. Well, at this time I didn't get Bakugo either. I think I'm still missing Bakugo, actually. I am still missing World Heroes Missions Bakugo. So I'm missing one General Pool unit and World Heroes Missions Bakugo to this day. Oh, that's pain. That just brought back some trauma. I forgot I was missing him. I really wanted him too because they updated the World Heroes Missions characters since they first came out and made them better. But initially I didn't really use World Heroes Missions Deku that much because he wasn't that good. Todoroki, everybody used him. He was good back in the day. Green Deku didn't really get used. As we go down, Red Todoroki had like a brief moment, a very, very brief moment in the PvP meta because of his Frostbite. He was really good for that. Interrupting skill chains was insane back then using him. Purple Bakugo, people argued, was on par with Blue Bakugo back in the day in terms of DPS and how good they were. I would still say they're about on par with each other. They're both equally good in their own right. Blue Deku was the general pool Deku to have back in the day. Now I would say it's faux 100% Deku and then Vigilante Deku and then maybe this one if I'm not forgetting one. There's so many Dekus in the game now. But yeah, definitely not at the top of the general pool unit list anymore for Dekus. Blue Kirishima, goated for a very long time. His barriers used to be really good. I used to argue that barriers were better than the defense. And then we ended up with multi-hit attacks. And multi-hit attacks just negate barriers altogether. So I still think he has his uses to this day. I used him recently in a showcase, a level 130 showcase, because I did get him to level 130. He did all right. He's really good for keeping full 100% Deku alive, so full 100% Deku can pop off, and that's all you really need from him. So, I mean, he's still decent to this day. These two characters, this all might booty cheeks first off. This Yayorozu actually kind of also booty cheeks as a healer. Like, no one ran her if you had Nejire, right? So, Blue Hawks was okay for a while. Dabi was also very, very good for a while. Tokoyami never really found his place. Sun Eater was good in some VE towers. Red All Might, never really found his place. Yellow Aizawa was goated from the start, good for every form of content, PvP, PvE, all of it. Fell off a lot as other newer units got introduced, specifically the fantasy characters. Yellow Todoroki, never really that great. Green Ida, found a lot of uses in VE Tower. Purple Jiro, same thing. I feel like these two found a lot of uses in VE Tower. I think she was run a little bit in PvP if I remember right. Remember, I'm recalling 3 years, or 2 years, I guess, if we're global technically, of playing. So trying to remember how everything kind of went is, you know, it's all mixed together, it all blurs together. Then we had the first fantasy characters. They were broken compared to everything you see above, right? These characters were broken at the time. Since then, they have significantly fallen off, but this character, hard to kill, did big damage. He did really good AoE damage, like big damage. Compared to anybody else above, they both just did really good damage. So, really good characters at the time of their introduction. Then I pulled these characters later. They were actually out before the fantasy characters, but I didn't have them yet, right? It took me a little bit longer to pull all the general pool units and to catch up. Red Kirishima, I've never really been too impressed with, so he still sits at level 90. Yellow Present Mike had some uses, not a ton though. Same for these characters, some uses, not a ton though. I saw a little bit in V Tower, but didn't use a ton. All Might was really good for a while in PvP because of his Pierce, so people would use him. He was decent. As we go down further, Sue, I feel like she had her uses. I don't know if she ever really found her place though. Good crit and everything though, like decent kit. I just feel like she just never really got used that much. Blue, Fantasy Todoroki used all the time. Both forms of content, PvE, PvP, really good character. Then we had our climax battle, our first climax battle against All For One. We got him. In terms of kit, he hasn't really ever been that useful in PvP or PvE until now. Against the All Might climax battle, he's really good. So he has that one use. There you go. Endeavor. Yeah, he was used in PvE for specifically VE Tower type like nuking content. That was about it though. His cooldowns for PvP sucked, so he wasn't great for that. Overhaul, never really had any uses. We need a new overhaul in the game, really would be cool to see that. Yukata Deku, never really had his uses. Wanted him to be good, wasn't. Twice, never really good as a tank. Uraraka, insanely good. One of the best healers for a while. Evasion, all that stuff, like really good support. Was a great summer unit to come out. Mount Lady, still good to this day with her AoE, her bullseye, all that stuff. She's still really good. One of the better general pool units. Fantasy Ida. I cannot say enough about Fantasy Ida being so freaking annoying back in PvP. Like, he was the bane of my existence. He was very annoying. And then we had Gentle Criminal. Gentle Criminal felt kind of similar to Ida, but different, you know, and he was decent as well. But it took people a while to get him built. And by the time I feel like we were finally able to get him to level 130 and get Gentle Criminal completely built up the way we wanted to have him built up, he kind of fell off. So unfortunate, but that's the way a lot of climax battle characters end up working out. Similar to Redestro. Redestro did the same thing. Mirko. Another one of those characters, kind of like Star and Stripe, who got released based on the hype and kind of fell flat in the game, in my opinion. Hawks was okay at the time. This Kaminari was really good for a short, brief while with his Pierce and what he could do. And the status element counter was really good. Green Hawks was always really good. I think before the fantasy characters, I just got him later, but before the fantasy characters, he was good for his evasion and stuff like that. Mirio, never really that great. Green, Fantasy Jiro, still to this day, I would say one of the best PvP units you can run because her nullification turn 1 is just broken. So, really good character to this day, worth getting. This Sue, good in some forms of climax battle, depends on which climax battles you're taking on. Outside of that, not really a ton of uses. Best Genus, really good for also climax battles, I would say. And looking at the rest of these, I expected this Deku. I don't know why. At the time, I expected him to be goated. I expected him to be really good. And then I was disappointed when he wasn't. I don't think I tried to pull to get him to 130. It just happened that way because I had to go to Pity to get this guy right here. So as I was going to Pity, I got this guy, enough copies to get him to 130, and this guy, and then I also got finally Todoroki off of Pity, which was pain. Okay, so that was a while ago too, and I still remember that. That was pain. Black Whip Deku, not great. Midnight, goated unit, really good PvE unit, definitely worth like investing in even to this day if you get her. Green Bakugo, kind of garbage. He has stacking. If they introduce some content where stacking matters, like they just introduced 2 stacking units, right? They introduced Steampunk Bakugo, Steampunk Deku. They both stack things. Bakugo stacks Nitro, Deku stacks defense and HP depending on if he gets hit by non-critical attacks. So this guy also stacks. If we have a couple of stacking units in the game now, if they could introduce some long-form content where stacking matters, eventually maybe he'll be good in something. But right now he's just not good in anything. Fantasy Ochako, very good, just still used to this day. PvE, PvP, very good unit. Kirishima, also really good tank. He's been kind of overshadowed by other tanks. Like I would say there's plenty. Red Aizawa is better now, technically because of his evasion. Redestro's better. The new All Might's probably better. But at the time, he was the most meta tank. Run him with the Pinky memory, and oh my gosh, people hated it, okay? But now there's enough Pierce and stuff in the game, it just doesn't matter. And green, President Mike had some uses in PvP. I don't feel like people use him as much anymore. Zero, I expected to be good. Did not end up being that way. Sometimes I expect units to be better than they are on paper. And then we get them in the game and I'm a little bit disappointed. But that's definitely one of my bigger disappointments right there. Dobby, insanely good. White-haired Dobby, really good. To this day, he's still decent. Like Club Festival, he has had his uses. This Aizawa, still really good for PvP. Decent for PvP. He has had his uses in like VE Tower and stuff like that, so he's also okay for that. She was really good for PvP for a long time. Countered the Kirishima here really hard when she came out, so she was really good. And Ojiro never really was that great. He's like a mono type support. He just never found his place. Compress, still broken to this day. One of the literal best general pool units in the game. The Celebration characters then came out. Both of them being really good. Good healing. Ochako, I think, is better because of the speed and the stuns and everything that she offers. She's really good. Nagant has been okay in some club festivals. She's okay in the All Might Climax battle. She has her uses here and there. She's kind of a niche character, but at least she's not completely useless. Very cool character. This was a character that was released around the hype of the anime, and she actually did not fall as flat as like Star and Stripe did. So yeah, decent like anime release type character right there. The World Heroes missions, Deku and Rhodey, when we got the World Heroes missions rerun, I honestly haven't had a lot of opportunity to use them because I just haven't needed to. Looks cool. Kit looks cool for the character. I just haven't had a lot of uses for him. This green Todoroki has been useful in certain like PvE contents. Redestro, once again, great tank for Climax battle, great tank for PvP. Typically nowadays, I don't think you would really run him in PvP as much, but for a while he definitely was run as like a meta tank. And now we have this Nijire. I would say she's still up there in the meta. She's still really good. The evasion that she offers on her plus ultra, the healing, all that stuff. She's just a really good summer unit until she gets outclassed by this year's summer unit. We'll see. Maybe, I'm assuming they're going to keep up the trend of just making the summer units better and better and better. But they might not, because I assume that with the anniversary characters. And right now, Steampunk Bakugo and Deku are not looking better than like Celebration Bakugo, in my opinion. But it does feel like they're not built for the content we have in the game right now. That's my opinion. So maybe it's just copium. I'm hoping we get new content in the game where those new steampunk characters are goated, but we'll see. We will see. We also have this white-haired Shigaraki. He was never really that great in my opinion. Green Mirio was really good. Persistence, ability to draw aggro. Blue Endeavor, really good. Part of the meta for a while. His Pierce, AoE Pierce, very good. Multi-hit attack as well. Block buffs, this Bakugo was really good. Yairozu is really good. So a lot of actually really good characters released one after another right there with these four characters. Then we got Toga. Everyone wanted a good Toga in the game. And guess what? We did not get her. And bad Toga. Unfortunately, better than the other two, but still not great. Red Aizawa came out. People didn't really know how to feel about him, and then over time he proved himself as one of the best tanks in the game. Tokoyami came out very good. One of the best Pierce characters in the game, and multi-hit attack, like having the additional normal attacks, really good. Monomo was really good. Bakugo was really good. Nidai was really good. So a lot of good releases right there in order too. And then Edge Shot was okay. Not a terrible release, but okay. I feel like Jiro was actually decent. I feel like she can still be used to this day, but okay, not really great. Bakugo, I'd say he's okay. Once again, so these three characters were okay. This Uraraka, I would still say if I could get her to level 130, I would, because she is absolutely goated for PvP, like really good with the stuff that she does. She's an insanely good unit. However, she is limited, so you have to wait till next year to be able to get her if you don't have her right now, but a really good unit. Shoji definitely had a moment in Club Festival and in PvP where if you get him to 130, he was really good damage-wise, but if he's only at level 100, he's not able to be that great. But in terms of like he's general pool units, he's way better than like Ojiro was on release, and way better than I would say Komori as well. Like a very good character as a general pool unit. Komori was okay. Don't even get me started on Todoroki. I'm not a fan of this guy for whatever reason. He just fell so flat to me. He's okay. He's not great. This Kirishima dated unit. I don't know why they released him. He's more dated than the other units. He's like a slightly better version of Red Kirishima. I don't know. He's not good. Purple All Might, also not very good. Mina, really good unit to release, really good support abilities, and really good DPS. She is working insanely well right now in the All Might Climax battle. She also has some uses in PvP. Faux 100% Deku. The best by far general pool unit to release this past year for PvP. Really, really good. And he has some PvE uses as well. Inasa, I got him so much later than I wanted to. Like, it took me a full year. And he used to be really good in PvP, but now I would say not as much, right? And then the new Hawks has a chance to be good if we can get a pro hero support. For the love of everything, that's what we need. Star and Stripe, well, yeah, okay unit, not great. Once again, one of those characters built off the hype of the anime. Could be better. I'm surprised I have a level 1 SR here. I guess I just never leveled him up. I need to work on that Redestro. I didn't even realize that. I guess that's from the case file. My bad. And then we have the steampunk characters. I've done showcases on both of them recently. Bakugo fell flat for me compared to what I thought he was going to do. And Deku actually surprised me compared to what I thought he was going to do. I thought Deku was going to be really bad. He turned out to be halfway decent. I thought Bakugo was going to be really good. He turned out to be okay. So my expectations were flip-flopped on them. But they're not terrible units. They're just not the best units, at least right now for the content we have. Once again, if they introduce other content, that could change. All Might, the new Climax Battle 1, has potential to be one of the best tanks in the game. Nobody really has him built yet, so we don't know just yet how good he's going to be. Okay, so those are kind of my characters. That's where I'm at. That's the order I obtained them in. That's what I think of them. Let me show you guys my trust. So when it comes to hero gems, trust is one of the best ways to farm them. Now, the trick is not to get everybody to level 20 right away. That is not your goal. Your goal is to go in and give gifts to each person and get them up to about 30,000 monthly TP. When you get them to 30,000 monthly trust points, you're going to be able to get more hero gems that way, and try to split your gifts evenly among everybody. You'll maximize your gems, okay? You could go up to 50,000, but that's kind of your call at that point. But by now, after playing for so long and splitting it between everybody, I have most everybody up to level 20, right? And for some other characters like Shoji, he's still only at level 17. Star and Stripe is at level 10. Kinako Komori is at level 14, right? So I haven't finished everybody. Star and Stripe, I did, I'll admit, put a few more gifts into her just to get her up to level 10 a little bit quicker and to get those rewards for leveling her up in the early levels, right? Because that's kind of worth it. But other than that, you should be splitting your gems evenly among all the other characters to get up to about 30,000 total TP there. That way you're able to maximize your gems. But for the most part, I have everybody done on trust except for these 3 characters who I'm still working on, and I will get them up to level 20. Also, as you complete trust, if you did not know this, you get like special little stories and stuff like that. So All Might doesn't have a story. He has a costume because we just got the new Climax Battle 1. I think Getten has a story that I haven't looked at yet. So Getten still has a story right there that you get for free that when you get them to a certain trust level. I think it is, what level was it? Does it tell us in here? I think it's 10, right? Yeah. At level 10, you get the stories for characters. So definitely make sure you're working on trust, specifically for hero gems. It'll give you more free summons. And that is all of my account, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for these years of playing My Hero Ultra Impact with me at 11 million BP. I will see you guys again at 12 million BP. Peace.